Hi everyone, thanks for stopping by. My name is Raya. If you're new here, hi, hello. If you've come back for another video, hi, welcome back. Today I'm really excited to share with you my current planner, journal, stationery related favorites. I have been wanting to do this sort of video for quite some time now, and for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's as a reminder for me to be grateful for all these things that I do have, and that even though I may want more, I may necessarily not need more. And secondly, maybe as a reminder for us all that we don't really need the latest or the greatest or the trendiest to journal and to plan. And if at any time of this video you feel unable to buy something, please note that it's not my intention to make you guys feel like there's something great you're missing out on, because at the end of the day, even if these things do bring about spikes or bursts of pleasure and enjoyment, which they would, but when the novelty wears off, we tend to return to how we were feeling before. So yeah, it's like a short-term hit, I guess you could say. And this is often referred to as the hedonic treadmill or hedonic adaptation theory, if you're interested. But yeah, when the novelty wears off, for me, I'd want to be sure that I'd still be using these items for the purpose that I've bought them for, so that it wasn't a wasteful purchase. But yeah, I guess, I really do want to be more conscious about my spending, and I sort of wholeheartedly encourage you to do the same. Our community is sort of consumeristic, it seems like everyone has such pretty spreads, and they use certain tools and certain supplies to make it look all aesthetic and such. And we see their success, and I just want to encourage you that we don't need those things, and we shouldn't be getting validation for our journals and planners from an external way, because that's something I've been struggling with these past few days. Well, not days, but so this is just a reminder for us all, and especially for me, I guess. And like, I know there's also the thought that maybe we don't actually know what we end up loving. I guess when we do try and buy it, that's how I know myself better. It's like I've bought so many things that I've regretted, and so I've come to this stage where I'm like, okay, now I know what I don't like and what I do like, so now I can better make a decision for future purchases. And so, like, there's no judgment here at all about what people are buying. This is just, I guess, my bit of wisdom in terms of purchasing, because yeah, I've bought a lot of stuff in the past, and although it made me feel good for the present moment, it didn't end up making me feel good in the long run, because there was just too much things and I was just so overwhelmed. But anyway, there's a lot to consider, I guess, and all I'm trying to say is that we do live in a world with only a finite amount of resources and spaces. And so I do reckon that we have to be wise with the purchasing decisions we do make. Like, who is it from? How did they make it? Like, who are we supporting and stuff like that? And if their products brings us joy, and many things more. Anyways, enough of me rambling. Again, let's get started with the video. So I'll start off with the planners and journals I'm currently loving, and a lot of that is my actual current lineup. So the Hobonichi Weeks, there's, it's a cult favorite. Everybody loves this thing. It is a nice size. It's got really decent paper. I love the cream color. There's something about it that I do like. I do like it yellowy, and I like the way the paper crinkles and the way the pen looks when the page looks when it's been written on. I just really like this, and I just love the size as well. Another thing I really love is the Nanami paper cafe notes. I love this is like my favorite size. It's like the B6 Slim type slash personal size. I just love how rectangle and short, yeah, it's just really proportionate, and I think it's quite pleasing to the eyes, I guess. And I just love Tomoe river paper, as many people do, so that's really good. Fountain pen works really nice on this, and yeah, I'm really glad that these are in my possession. And I also love, I think this is how my journaling journey took off. It's because of like covers like these from Chic Sparrow. This one is Silas from the Sincerely Yours collection. It is so, I ramble on a lot about this in my Instagram, but it's so soft and velvety and smooth and thick, but it's like soft, you know what I mean? And the color is really gorgeous. I just really love this color. It's like a brick reddish, deep jewel tone color, and I quite like it. Anyway, moving on from this perfect little thing, the other one I really love is this Hobonichi Day Free, and this is the sterling ink vellum. I think that's been quite a trend recently, sterling ink, and I can definitely see why. Her art style and her products are so good, and they're such good quality. But yeah, I use this as my photo journal, and I think I'm really excited to see what this looks like at the end of the year. But I think it's just very cool to have, you know, oh, some of them are sticking to each other. Yeah, I love the fact that I can have a monthly grid to put like a summary of every day, and then just a blank page to, you know, for freedom. I can do anything I want with it, so that's really fun. And again, it's Tomoe river paper, so you know, I already told you why I love that paper. So I'm so glad that I invested in one this year, and there's been no regrets so far. Another thing I've been loving is also another one of my lineup. It's my 5-year DIY journal. It's also in the Nanami Cafe Note. And yeah, I just did it myself, and I have a video about it. I'll just link somewhere so I don't have to waste your time. This is the Duchess cover, and I really quite like this one, and I'm glad I still got to use this. I found a purpose to use this, so that's really good. And the last of my favorites for my journals or planners is not actually this cover. This one is the blue Traveler's Company Traveler's Notebook, but rather I really like their inserts. I think their inserts, the paper of their inserts are really great quality. I love being in this. I actually do like the size as well, and so this has been such a great and I guess affordable find. I hope that I don't fill them out too quickly. But I don't think I will for what I'm using them for. So that was a really good investment for me. I really enjoy that. I'm glad that I do like the standard size as well. Okay, moving on to my pens. So I used to have a lot of pens back in the day, but I became really overwhelmed with how much I had. So now instead of buying things in packs, I just buy in colors that I know that I'd like. And so, for example, I have two of my favorite ones from the vintage set of Zebra Sarasa. It's the sepia black and the brown gray, I'm pretty sure. They are in 0.5, and I love using these when I don't want my spreads to look too overwhelmed with black ink. And speaking of black ink, a favorite of mine also has been the, where did it go? Oh, it's in here. This is the Pentel Energel Cleaner. It's also a cult favorite. I've seen everybody have these, and quite understandably so. The way it writes is so smooth. I never thought that I'd like the needle point tip, but I actually quite like using this in my Hobonichi weeks because of the square grid, the smaller grids. It's really nice to write with this, and my writing looks really cool. I'm on my second refill, and I've never finished a pen ink so quickly as much as I have this, so I'm glad that I bought this. I actually love it so much I bought one for my sister as well. Oops, sorry. That was quite loud. Hang on 1 second. The next pen that I've been adoring, and I have not stopped adoring, has been this TWSBI Mini Diamond. TWSBI Mini Diamond, yeah, in the rose gold, white and rose gold in the fine nib. I also have a video about this, and I just love the way this feels in my hand. I do have smaller hands, so I just think this is really perfect. The weight is perfect. The way the pen feels when it's posted feels perfect. The way it writes, it's perfect. So this is a straight must have for me. This is not a need. It's just a nice to have in my collection. And this one is also an all-time favorite. It's the Pilot Metropolitan in the medium nib. It writes so beautifully. It's so smooth. It was so affordable. So I'm really glad for this to be in my collection, and I'm so thankful for this pen because it was this line that introduced me to the fountain pen world, and I have not looked back since. And I'm so glad that, you know, it was so affordable and so useful. I'm still using it. Woohoo! And the next set of favorites that I'd like to talk about are markers. Markers are a huge kind of tool in the planning and journaling community. Again, it is not a necessity, but it does make your spreads look pretty and aesthetic. And I know for me and for many others, we like to be in our planners and journals precisely because it looks pretty to look back into, and I can't fault that. And so these are my tools that I make to use most of my spreads to look nice, or at least nice to look at. This one is an all-time fave. It's the Tombow Duo. Everybody knows this pen. It's the N79 color. It is a perfect warm gray for me, and I prefer things warmer. I'm more in the warm than cool toned. I like how warm makes me feel and how it looks, and this one is so perfect. I use this for everything. Another new pen, this one's a new one that I've tried out. It's the Zig Clean, it's the Kuretake Zig Clean Color Dot pen. I love it. I love this, but I especially love this one. It writes so thin, and it's perfect for drawing up lines in my Hobonichi weeks. It is so great. The only reason I only got one color is because I have a lot of mild liners. I have a lot actually, and these ones are some of my favorite colors, and I use the tip to make the dots, and you know, they do just a fine job. So I haven't quite justified getting more colors in these because I've already got a lot of the colors in the mild liners. I'm just trying to make more of a, you know, conscious purchase. I don't want to have duplicates of things that, like, where the functions are similar or the same. So there's this one, but I do want to get some other colors in this. I do really like this one, but we'll see. The next pens that I've been enjoying, markers, sorry, are these Pentel Fude Touch Sign Pen. These newer colors are quite pigmented, like rich in color, and their shadings are really nice. These ones are especially my favorite, especially the olive green writes really beautifully. So again, not necessary, but have been really fun to play with. And I'm glad that I'm using all of them. I like use them in rotation. I use different colors for every week. Sometimes in my journal for daily long form journaling, I'd use these to write the date headers. And so they've been in good use. I sound so like I sound so desperate trying to justify my purchases, but I used to have that feeling where I've just bought so much, it was really difficult to justify them, but this time around I'm just glad that I can fully justify them to myself. Because you know, these tools are not the cheapest either, so I'm glad that I'm using them. Next ones are the Sailor Shikiori brush pens. Same with the dot pen, the zig dot marker. I really like these for their smaller tips. They're really nice to draw lines with, and especially these two colors. I like using them in my Hobonichi weeks. And this one is just for a pop of color. Where's the other one that I really liked? It's alright. There's another one, but I don't know where I put it. But that's okay. Anyway, yes. So this has also been really good. I love the way that the brush also writes. So that's good. All in all, the ink, what's it called? So I bought these when I was in the phase of liking jewel toned inks, and so yeah, these have been really good for that. And finally, one of my favorite investments, I guess, that I have bought so far has been this Lentian laptop stand. It provides my small desk more room, and I love how it elevates my laptop. I love how I can just slide my keyboard in there. It's just very sturdy. It's adjustable. Yeah, this is a really great product, and I'm glad I added one to my desk because my desk is quite small and cluttered actually, and so this is really nice. Oh, actually, before I end, I did want to add some things that I am currently waiting for and saving up for. So one thing that I'm waiting for is the Hobonichi Weeks notebooks. They come in a set of 3, and the reason I bought that was because recently I've been feeling like I've been really wanting to get the Hobonichi Weeks Mega, but I couldn't justify buying a new one. And so a friend from Instagram said, do you know these notebooks? And I was like, oh, that's perfect. Yeah, so I bought that, and it was quite affordable, and so I didn't need to buy a whole new planner just for the notes. And also another thing one thing I've been saving up for is the Delphonics vertical pouch, the pink one. I really like it. I go from house to house sometimes. Like I go to mom's and I'm here, and I'm on the couch, blah 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 blah. Anyway, I'm quite mobile with my journals. Like I take them everywhere with me, and so I think the vertical pouch looks really good to like kind of house my journal and planners, and to make the mobility easier. And so my things are not everywhere, I do have the horizontal pouch, the yellow large one, the one that like mostly everybody have. And that one's already quite full. I already have a lot of pens and stickers and etc. things in there, so I'll leave that to do its job. Oh, and a small note. this is still an all-time fave. It's the Travelers Company clip, brass clip, and look how old it's gotten. This was since last year. So yeah, it's an all-time fave. I always have this on my desk, just playing around with it. I like squeezing it with my finger because I have chubby fingers, and so it just stays like that. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you are all staying well. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching the whole thing. I know I ramble on a lot, so hopefully you're not sick of my voice just yet. If you do like this video, give it a like if you want. And I don't upload regularly, so I think subscribing or turning the notifications bell on would help if you're interested to know more about my future videos. I do enjoy talking more about the deeper stuff of this hobby, so if that's something you'd like to hear more about, do consider subscribing if you want. I'm not here to tell you what to do. But yeah, yeah. Well, anyway, that's it for today. See you for the next one. Take care. Bye.